Hello, I'm Sophia.
And hey, I'm Kristin, and we are
Under the Barbell.
Over the Bullshit.
And we're a podcast for women who are sick of being told to just eat less, move more, and what they really want is to get strong, take up space, feel confident, and age well.
That's what we're all about, empowering women to live for more than a before and after photo.
So, wherever you are, grab a coffee or a pre-workout and hit play, because your anti-diet culture BFFs have arrived.
Hey, hi, hello.
Hello, you bobbers.
How's it going? We are tired beans over here.
We are. We're kind of on the struggle bus for no real reason.
Yeah.
We'll see if we can get some energy as we
get going
here.
Yeah.
We feed off each other pretty well. So
We do. Do you so this is part of what I'm going to talk about, but you guys don't really do anything for Valentine's Day, right? Like, do you guys get each other anything? Yeah.
No, we never have.
Yeah. So when me and Kiana first started dating, like I enjoyed it. Like, I would get my ex stuff or he would get me stuff. And so in the beginning, I would always get a few things for Kiana or like write a letter, mostly because so my thought process is I would rather get flowers and things when it's just unexpected. Like Valentine's Day.
Too.
Like I don't want, it's fine. I don't want to buy into that. Or like if I expect it, like it's not as meaningful.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
So even though I've known that too in the past, I still just was like, well, also like it's just a reminder, like to just show each other some love. I don't know. Even though we should be doing that every day.
Yeah.
So this year, I didn't get her anything. Actually, this maybe was the first year that I didn't like write a letter or do anything, to be honest. And I didn't expect anything from her, like because she hadn't gotten me anything in the past, which again is totally fine. But it just was the most least expected day out of all of the days possible.
Mm-hmm.
And she has been working overnights in Rochester, Minnesota. And so she works like 9 p.m. to 5, 6 a.m. and then goes to her hotel and stays up a little bit and then goes to bed.
It's brutal.
I know. Fridays is normally when she comes home. So she'll come home usually gets home like in the morning time, mid-morning sometime. Last Friday on Valentine's Day, I had a couple clients in the morning time and then I was going to come home after that. Well, I ended up and we were going to maybe go work out or something. And the owner of the spa, Susan, we've become good friends with now. And she texted me and asked me about trying out it's called a Vibro acoustic table. She's calling it a healing recovery table of some sort. But basically you lie on it and you have headphones like this and it's frequencies, like different frequencies of music. And then the table vibrates according to whatever the frequency is or the whatever type that you do.
Yeah.
So anyway, so she texted me. She's like, hey, I know you mentioned that you want to try this table out. Do you have time at 12:30 to come and try it out? So I didn't text her back right away. I texted Kiana and I was like, because we had talked about working out and I was like, well, hey, Susan, asked me to come do this at 12:30. Maybe we go work out after. Like, I just was like confirming. And Kiana, of course, was like, oh, yeah, that's fine. We can work out after. I can nap. Cool. So I go to do the table, 12:30. Later on, I go back home at like maybe 2:00-ish. So I walk in the door. Flag number 1, Kiana gets up.
Oh,
but it's a good thing. Normally, though, she's like just stays in bed or stays on the couch, and like I'll come over and say hello. Like she just never gets up.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. Flag number 2. She has this smile on her face. And I'm like, why are you smiling? Like, I'm happy. And she's like, what? I can't be happy to see you. But this isn't her norm. Like in the way that she was smiling, like something was going on. I didn't know exactly. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to like enjoy this, Sure. And so we go to sit on the couch and I'm like hugging her and just telling her, she asked me about the table and I'm still like, why, like, what's going on? She was trying to like not smile, I think, but she was still smiling. Okay, so I'm laying there, whatever, and I get up and I look into the kitchen and I just was going to start talking about something and I see straight ahead on the counter a big ass Valentine's Day card, like a
Oh.
giant one,
Yeah.
and a stuffed animal. It was like a purple bunny, like the ears were really, I think it was a bunny, and flowers and chocolate. And I wish you would have recorded it because I just like
Oh.
perked up. I'm like, oh, and I legit start crying.
Oh.
I'm like, yes, I'm like, like, what? It was
Ah.
literally these. I know it's Valentine's Day, but I did not
Because you
expect
don't
it
do
at
it,
all.
so it's
So,
unexpected.
right.
Good job,
Yeah.
Kiana.
So
Love
then
it.
I come to find out she texted Susan and was like, "Hey, can you get Soph out of the house? Like, make sure that I'm not there," because she
No.
wanted to set the stuff up. So she texted Susan and was, asking, and that's why Susan messaged me. And I had like, to me, it was like a normal thing for her to come ask me to try it. Like,
Yeah.
that was not a red flag or anything.
Mhm.
And so she apparently messaged Susan to get me out of the house,
Love it.
so that way she could set it up. And I just was like shocked. It was awesome. She's
Yes.
like, I want to do some gay shit for Soph because Susan asked why, and so she's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do some gay shit. So
Love it. Well
yeah,
done.
yeah,
Well done. I'm impressed, Kiana.
yes, yes.
So good.
So
As Sam and I were just talking the other day, like just kind of in general, not necessarily stuff like that, but we were like, I was telling him how like the phrase if I mean I guess normally it's he, but they, I guess it could be he or she. If they wanted to, they would. So it's like one of those things where it's like if somebody wants to make you feel good or wants to, they will. There's no reason why they wouldn't. They will. And that's
yes,
like a perfect example of if they wanted to, they will. They'll find a way to make it
yes,
happen. They'll call somebody to distract you, whatever. You do what you got to do to make it happen. So I love it.
yes,
That's awesome.
exactly. Yeah, and we've been
Yeah.
like it's been hard. It's been good because like I mean, time to ourselves is good, but it's
Mhm.
also just been hard for her, just for both of us, probably more for me actually, but for her to be gone during the
Mhm.
week, and then we only get like it feels like a day and a half or less to hang out,
Yeah.
and so so she just wanted to do something nice, and it happened to be on Valentine's Day, and
Yay. I love
so
it.
so that
So
was good.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've never really done anything. Like I actually tell him because we normally before some of these holidays we'll check in with each other. Like we're not doing anything, right? Nope, nope. Okay, cool. And
Yeah.
so and I tell him, I'm like, and same thing. I would rather get it on some random day,
Yes.
And I said, plus, so help me God, if you spend the amount of money that they charge for like roses on Valentine's Day, I'm gonna kill you. Like that do not,
Oh,
like
yeah.
that's crazy. But we like this year I got really wild and crazy and I made a Facebook post. That was my Valentine's
Oh, I
Day.
saw that. I saw that.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was just like, and really, it was like we took. So last summer, he and I went to the beach alone. We left my son here, or our son here, um, and it was for our 20th anniversary. And so we did like we got a photographer. We did like a beach photo shoot and whatnot. And so I like love these pictures, like the lighting and
They're
it was
really
like at
pretty.
dusk and the water. We go
Mhm.
down to like the Gulf where the water is like this like beautiful emerald green color, like all of it. Like I just love it. And so it's like any
Yes.
excuse I have to post one of those pictures is like I'm like I will do it. I don't care. Um
Yes.
so that was the extent of what we did. Do you have so I this was much more popular when I lived in Ohio. I think it might be more popular like regionally because when we moved to Las Vegas, nobody had ever even heard of it. But in October, do y'all celebrate or hear about Sweetest Day?
No.
Yeah, I think it might be more regional. It's
What is
legit like a made up. It's like Valentine's Day in October. It's like I swear it's like a made up. Well, when they call things Hallmark holidays, just to try to
Yeah,
sell things. Like I think that's legit
that's,
what
like,
it
what
is.
it is.
Because in Ohio there was a big thing. Like we'd hear about it all the time, and then we moved to Vegas. He and I are both, we're both from the same area, and then we both moved to Vegas, and I saw people talking about it like on Facebook, but did not see a single commercial, didn't nothing, like nobody in Vegas talked about it at all. And I'm like, whoa, this might be like a regional thing. Here it's you kind of hear about it a little bit, but not a ton. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's interesting
No,
that y'all don't even know what it is up
never
there.
heard of it.
Yeah.
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 Sweetest?
Sweetest day.
Sweetest.
Yeah.
Oh, like you're the
Like your
sweetest.
sweetest. Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
thinking of like some other language. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
weird.
It's
Yeah.
just it's like half-ass Valentine's Day, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes
But
sense.
but yeah, we don't do that one either.
Do you remember? Okay, so well, last episode that we did, I was gonna bring this up. In the beginning when I talked about being in quiet, like when you're
Mhm.
driving and things like
Yes.
that. Okay, so Kiana, she's much like you. Okay, so she about divorced me for this. She was like, "Get off her ass about." I just felt very strongly, not passionately about it, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so after the fact though, I was like, yeah, you know what? Because Kiana is similar. Like she, first of all, doesn't have thoughts in her head. Like her mind is just
Mm.
quiet, which I
Mhm.
cannot fathom. It's just
I can't
nothing.
either.
And but she needs to have music or a show on. Like if she's meal prepping, she'll put on Family Guy or like
Mhm.
Spotify or she's like some sort of background music.
Yeah.
So she like more understood where you were coming from. And so I apologize if I was
Oh,
if I
no.
was like overly okay. I was like, well, I want everyone to feel this, but
No.
but really everyone is so different. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
No, I didn't think anything of it. But I actually, it's funny because I was going to bring this up too, actually,
Oh,
because
nice.
since we recorded that and we had that conversation, I realized that there actually are times in my day because, and it just sort of, I didn't realize it until when we had that conversation, I would notice, or it would occur to me like, oh, I haven't put any music on. And I'm like, wait a minute, I've just been doing all that quietly. So there actually are times
Oh
in my
my gosh.
day where it's like completely quiet. For example, when, and I have a theory about this too, but I was writing programming for a client, and I was like here at my desk and I'm working, and I have a second screen over here where I usually have Spotify pulled up, and I was watching a YouTube video because I was trying to find a video that demonstrated a specific exercise, and so I was watching it to make sure that it was a good one. And I turned off the music to do that, and then I got it loaded into the app that I use, and I just kept working, and then I was like, wait, I don't have any music on. And it probably went a good 10 minutes before I realized that I didn't have any music on. And so after that, I started noticing other times. And like one of them was in the morning. I was making my smoothie in the morning. And like I came in, I just started making stuff, and I was like, oh, I didn't turn on my podcast. I'm like, holy shit, I've been all this time. So I
Oh my
really think
gosh.
there actually are times that I have silence. I just didn't notice it until you mentioned it. And now
Wow.
I'm like, oh wait, I do. It's not a lot. It's
Yeah.
generally only maybe 5-10 minutes, but there definitely are times. And here, so I saw a reel a long time ago. I have no idea if this is like actual science or not. So
Yeah.
don't, but what it said was that people with ADHD brains, basically they need 100% of their brain working all the time. So depending on what task you're doing and what percentage of your brain that task is taking, you might need other things happening in the background to fill that percent. So, like, if you're doing something that is somewhat mindless, but it needs to get done, you might need the music or the TV show or whatever. Like meal prepping is probably a good example. We kind of just do the meal prepping. You don't
Yeah.
have to put a ton of thought into it. And so you might only be using like 50% of your brain activity doing that meal prepping, so you need something else to fill that other 50%. And if, like, for example, when I was writing programming, I was using quite a bit of my brain whatever
Mhm.
because I was focused. I was trying to make sure I was doing a good job, and I'm writing something, I'm thinking about this specific person and their needs, and so I was using a lot more of my brain, so I didn't realize that I needed something to fill that other. Do you know what I mean? Does that make
Yeah, that
sense?
makes sense.
Um
That actually makes a lot of sense.
yeah, so I was like, man, I think like I saw that a long time ago and I thought that's interesting. And what I noticed too is even though I have my music playing a lot, there are times where I turn up the volume or turn down the volume. And I was like, maybe that's it. Maybe it's the times that I'm doing something that's super mindless, I turn the volume up. And then when I do need to focus, maybe I'm using 80% of my brain. I still need the music, but it's down at a much lower volume. So I was like, man, I don't know if that's legit, but I feel like there's something to that.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah, it
That's
does.
interesting though that like after we talked about it, that's when you became more aware of
Mhm.
it or like in the moment of like, oh, like
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
also goes to show that oh sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, it was, like,
Oh.
literally, like, as soon as I realized, "Oh, I didn't turn on whatever," like, I heard you. It was like the little Sophia on my shoulder. It was like,
Yes.
"Oh, you've been in silence."
That's so funny. Well, and also that makes me think about what we focus on or what we're looking for. Not that you were looking for it, but once
Mhm.
we're made aware of something, we
Yes.
see it more and more.
Mhm. Yeah, like when you see a certain color car that you like, and then
Yes.
all of a sudden you just start seeing that color all over. It's always been
Yes.
there, you just didn't realize it.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
or like the gorilla, have you seen the I don't know if it was an experiment or what it was, but I think it was a kind of a study or an experiment where this guy was like, te I don't know even who it was, telling people to watch a couple specific other people in this group setting. Maybe they were throwing a
Mm.
ball around or something. Well, it ended up being at the end of it, he asked, "Did you notice the gorilla?" Like there was a guy in a gorilla costume and no one noticed because they weren't looking for it. They weren't made aware. They weren't
Oh.
seeing that. So they did not see it. They played back the video. Sure enough, there what their gorilla was. Yeah, you could like Google it or
Oh,
YouTube it. I'm
wow,
sure it would come
that's
up. But
cool.
yeah, yeah. So that
Huh.
made me think of that. But
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that's pretty cool.
I also this just came to my mind, but I met with her name is Kelly. We met at the gym that I go to. Actually, saw we a previous gym that we both went to. We became like social media just on Instagram, like followed
Mhm.
each other. But then after you do that, it's like you slowly start to see each other in person, and then you
Mhm.
talk, and it's like, oh, we should go for coffee sometime. Anyways, we had a really good conversation, and one of the things that she said that for some reason just really stuck in my mind was, I'm gonna pull it up just to because we were talking about lifting weights, and at some point, like once you're working towards a goal, or even when you have got to that goal, whatever that may be, it's like you kind of at times you'll hit this place where it's boring, it's
Mhm.
monotonous. I cannot pronounce
Monotonous,
that word.
yeah.
Yes, that. And, she had said, "Yeah, when you've hit monotony."
Monotony,
I hate
mhm.
that word, god damn it, monotony. You've made it. So, basically, essentially, like,
Oh,
I think it is important to still,
yeah.
try and find different ways to make it exciting, but, like, it's gonna be boring at times, and when you get to
Yeah.
that place of monotony, you've made it because it's just part of your lifestyle now,
Yes, yes,
and I like
agreed
that. I wanted
completely.
to bring that.
I had a, sticky note around here somewhere for the longest time. I think I eventually probably threw it out because, like, sometimes I'll hear things or I'll, see things or whatever, and I will just jot down a note because 'cause I'm like, "Oh, that would actually make a really good post," and I don't think I ever made the post, but basically it just said, "Get boring." Like, if you can get
Ooh,
boring, then
yeah.
you've made it because, yeah, like,
I
the
like that.
basics of the workouts work.
Yes.
You find your nutrition things that work for your goals that you really enjoyed eating and, you might have all these routines and things. So, like, when you've reached that level of boring is probably means that you found it. Like, that's
Yeah,
success, you know?
and you just stay consistent with that, you keep
Yeah.
going even though it is
Yep.
boring. You don't need
Yep.
the motivation, you don't need a certain feeling, like, you just do it.
You just do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, ideally, that what might be boring just because it's repeated is, you enjoy it. Like food,
Yeah.
you're gonna you're gonna find nutrition that works for your goals, but you also really like to eat it, so you don't care that it's the same thing, or you maybe
Yes.
rotate through 4 or 5 different meal preps, every
Yes.
every month or something, But yeah, yeah, love it.
I love
That's a
that.
good one. Was
Yeah.
that your quote for the day, or do you have another quote?
Oh, I actually had a different one, I didn't even think about that. That could
Okay,
be my quote for the day, but
yeah,
here, I'll pull up this other one
okay.
really quickly while I find that. The last thing I had that I was gonna bring up, we
Oh,
talked a
yeah.
little bit before this, America's Next Top Model, the documentary.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
y'all, it's on Netflix, I think? Yeah,
I think
Netflix.
it's Netflix, yeah.
And there's actually going to be another documentary out called Dirty Rotten Scandals, and it's different, like, each episode, I think, highlights a different show. So one of them is
Oh.
America's Next Top Model, which I believe so Tyra, I don't think is in that one. She doesn't have any say or anything like that. It's just going to be, I believe, other models that
Mm.
are going to expose maybe more than what this other one did. But one of the other shows they're going to be talking about, The Price is Right. Yeah, I'm like,
What?
yes, like, I don't know
Oh,
what
I'm
it is.
intrigued.
I know. I
I
know.
needed to see. Do you know what streaming service that song is? Like, when the thing you sent me, it said it was on E, but like, how do you what streaming
Oh,
service is E? I don't
I
know,
actually
because I don't
don't
know if I
know.
have that. Maybe I can Google it real quick. Oh, it says the E network is available on several live TV, but I don't have live TV streaming services. I just have, I don't know. I'll have to do a little more research on it when we're done.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, I don't know I don't know if I have whatever is needed to watch that one.
I'll have to look too. Yeah, I know it's March 11th or 12th or somewhere along that they start. But so this
Yeah.
quote, I like it because we have kind of talked about this throughout the past few episodes of just being yourself, but also like getting criticized, not criticized, but hate on social media, like
Mm,
the haters and things like
yeah.
that. But your only job on this earth is to be so intrinsically yourself that the right people gravitate toward you and the wrong people move out the way.
Love that.
Love that. Yes.
That's a great one. That's
Yeah.
a really, really good one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my other than I was going to bring up the whole silence thing, so we've already covered that. And the
Oh,
only
yeah.
other thing that I was going to talk about is just my meet is coming in a couple weeks. I think 3.
Woo-hoo!
Is it 2 weeks from today, or I mean tomorrow? 1, 2, yeah, this weekend. 2 weeks from this weekend.
Okay.
Um,
Yep.
on March the 8th, I think is Sunday, March 8th is my competition day, but I'll be leaving, like, we have to drive up there, I'll be up there like Friday through, I don't know, several days. But so, like, training is pretty much wrapping up. And much to my dismay, I jacked up my shoulder Saturday
Oh,
getting under
no.
the squat bar.
How like, what
So,
happened?
I'm low bar, and I was
Okay,
just, like,
yeah.
kinda getting under there, and it's weird because, like, I got under like I normally do. I unracked the bar, and it wasn't until I got to, like, about 145 pounds, like, I always do all of my warm-ups always are just empty bar first, so I use a, competition squat bar, so it's 55 pounds, so I started with 55, then I threw 25s on there, and I did 105, and then the next thing I do is put 45s on, and I do 145. And the first 2 were fine at 145, and I normally do, like, 3 reps at 145, so I go to do I'm like, "God, like, that was, that was kinda weird, whatever." And then, switch out the weights, I think I did maybe 165 now, 165 or 175 next, and, same thing. And I was like, this isn't great. And so, I started trying to maybe get the bar up a little higher so that my arms weren't wedged so far down in, and I did the top set for the day was just 195, which is not a high top set for me at all. It should have been a very routine, very quick thing. And I go and I get under it, and the second I unracked it, it was just like shooting pain down my shoulder, and I just had to drop the bar. Like, I didn't even back out yet. It literally was just unrack, nope, put it right back in the rack. And I melted down a little bit because I was like, there can't be something else that keeps me from doing this meet this year. Like, this cannot happen, And, your mind spirals and you start all the things. So I was like, okay, maybe let me mess with my hands. Like, let me see if I can bring my hands out a little wider. That'll put a little less like torque on the shoulder. And so I did, and it was definitely still there, but it felt a little better. I just did that 1 rep and I put it back in the rack. But because my hands were wider, smashed my freaking pinky when I was re-racking the bar. I was like, come on, come on, how?
Oh, no.
Damn. So then Sam goes and gets me ice, and so I'm like icing my pinky, and then after my pinky felt a little better, then I like laid against, like, I have a shelf thing with the ice on my shoulder, and it's like it was like rear delt. It was like in the back. It wasn't like shoulder. It was like back here, like the behind. And it was literally when, like, the bar, as soon as I'd unracked, the weight of the bar on it is what did it. It wasn't even so much like I was able to still go like overhead. I could do all the positions. It was just the weight on the bar in there just sent shooting pains through. And after that 195, it just kept hurting. Like even without the bar on my back, it just kept hurting. So I rested for a few, and I had several, I think 3 or 4 singles at 185 after that. So I changed the weight, and I said, "Okay, maybe a little less weight will feel okay, and I can keep my hands wide, and let's just try and get this workout done," you know? And,
Mhm.
nope, nope, and I tried different hand positions, and I was like, "Nope," and I'm recording all of this because I send all this to my coach, so just, like, video of me just, like, racking and then just getting pissed off and, like, I was just so frustrated because it should have been such a quick and easy, "Let's get in, let's get this workout done, let's move on with our day." We wanted to watch some documentaries or whatever on TV, and that is not what happened.
Oh,
So what I
no.
ended up doing that turned out okay, and I was like, I told my coach that I'm very proud of myself because there is definitely a version of me that would have just been like, "Fuck it," and just gone in the house and had a fit, you know what I mean? And so I was proud of myself that I stuck with it, and I kept messing with bar position. I ended up like full on high bar, which is not my typical, just like way up on the top of the traps. And that was okay because it wasn't pushing on that spot.
Mm.
And
Oh,
so
yeah.
I was still able to do it, but like that's not my stronger position is low bar because low bar uses more of your back, your glutes, like it's a lot more posterior chain, whereas high bar gets a lot more quad, and you're a lot more upright chest with high bar versus low bar you're going to be forward more, and that's how it uses your back, you know. So I'm a lot stronger low bar, but at least I could do it high bar. So we'll see. I haven't
I was
um
say, like, for the meet, what are you gonna do?
I don't know. I squat again tomorrow, so I squat on Saturdays,
Okay. Mhm.
and I have done workouts this week, and it's been fine. I was really nervous. Wednesday had a lot of dumbbell, bench press type stuff in it, and I was very nervous about that just because with dumbbells, you know, the stability is a lot different, and so I was
Yeah.
very nervous about going heavy on the dumbbells. Like I started with 35s, and it was I think 10 reps. I started with 35s, and I'm like, okay, that felt all right. So then I went up to 40s. And I did the set with the 40s, and there was a little bit on the front that I felt, which was kind of weird, but it was like one of those things where you don't like, had I not had the issue, I probably wouldn't have even acknowledged the little weird thing I felt there. You know, I was just hyper aware, so I was noticing it.
Yeah.
So that was okay. And I did both sets of those with 40s, and that was fine. So that made me feel good because I thought if I really screwed
That's good.
something up, I wouldn't have been able to do 40-pound dumbbells with
Yeah.
that arm. You know what I mean?
Right, right, right.
So, yeah, so that I felt like was a good sign for a few days. So that was Saturday, all the way up into Tuesday. I was getting very achy, like down my lateral delt right here, like down the side, and there was definitely like weakness. You know, I'd reach out to pick up like my Stanley cup or something, and I would just feel that weight, and that scared me about rotator cuff. Just the weakness plus the ache down the side. I was like, this isn't good. This is not good. So I'm hoping that it was just kind of a little like irritation tweak kind of thing and nothing major, and that will be
Yeah.
okay. So we'll see once I do my squats tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah.
We'll
Oh, let me know how
see.
it goes.
I will. I
Yeah.
will. But I mean, really, I've kind of come to a place with this meet where I just need to like enjoy it. You
Yeah.
know, I'm not even concerned about the weight. In fact, I normally wrap my knees. I complete compete in a equipment division where I use knee wraps that get pulled like super tight and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been having a difficult time with those since I have been back after cancer treatment, and like squats were my thing. Like I was killing squats before I was diagnosed. Like my high was like 275. I was hoping to get 300 at the Arnold that year that I had to cancel it. Like I was just rocking and rolling, man. Squats we were killing it. And then since I've been back, I have not been able to get it back again. And I've also lost quite a bit of weight since then, partly intentionally, partly not. And so that makes a big difference because I'm not a big person, and I've lost like 16 pounds from when I was like
Oh,
squatting that
wow.
much weight. And so that's a huge percentage of my
Yeah.
body weight, you know?
Yeah.
So I have to be a little more realistic about what I'm going to lift given the weight change also. But
How have you been navigating this mentally?
that's a great question. Depends on the day. Some days better than others. I'm doing better now. I'm coming to terms with it. I think I just needed to kind of sit with it for a bit. But I, when you're a competitor, you have such high expectations for yourself and you're constantly comparing. And not to other people, I'm comparing to me. I know I used to squat 275
Yeah.
and now I'm over here struggling with 230, and that's like, what the fuck? But there's been definite changes. Like even when I watch my old videos, just in my form and things, like I just haven't been able to like get back in the right groove, So I don't even
Mhm.
know. I mean, definitely I've lost strength, but even I think less about being mad that I've lost strength and more about getting frustrated that I can't quite get the form back where it's just
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
I think with lifting in general, with anything, I think, but lifting especially, whether it's powerlifting or just regular lifting, you're gonna have those like ebbs and flows where
For sure.
sometimes something's gonna go great and then you're gonna have like shit time at it for a while and then it's gonna come back. And so like you do it long enough, that it's gonna come and go. And I know that, and I've been through this before. So it's frustrating, but I know it is what it is. It's shitty timing with the meet coming in
Mhm.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
But so I told my coach, I was like, for me, this meet is more about just closing that door. It's not about hitting any great PRs, or it's not about, huge lifts. It's just closing that door that on the cancer thing.
Yep.
And so I was like, I need to just enjoy the experience, and so I'm not even wrapping my knees. I told him when I met with him last week or the week before, I was like, I'm just gonna do normal knee sleeves, and that's fine, and I'm okay with that,
Yeah.
because I don't want the added stress. Because my husband wraps my knees, and if he doesn't, he also has like a groove of how he wraps and how we do it. And if it gets thrown off a little bit, or if the knee sleeve slips, then he has to rip the whole thing off, and it just becomes really stressful because you only have 1 minute to get on the platform and unrack the bar. And so like if things don't time up perfectly, that's just so much more added stress. And I'm like,
Yeah.
and
Don't
plus
need
like,
that.
yeah, and a few weeks ago, I was squatting in my sleeves for all my warm ups, and then I took them off and we wrapped my knees for my top sets. And my warm ups were all great, and I actually hit a PR in a sleeved PR, at least since cancer, in my sleeves. And then when I went to the wrap sets, which weren't, I think it was only 15 more pounds, I literally, I squatted down and then just left it in the safeties. Like it's just crazy. I think I just probably
Wow.
have some mental things with the sleeves. You think about a squat differently when you're in sleeves, because you have to think about feeding your knees into the sleeve because you want that rebound out of the sleeve when you get down to the bottom of the squat,
Mm.
So you just kind
Yeah.
of think about it a little bit differently. And I think that's just like throwing my form. And so I told him, I was like, I
That
need to
makes
just
sense.
not have this added stress. We're going to just do knee sleeves instead of wraps. And,
Yeah.
so
That makes sense.
that's where that is. So, like I said,
Oh,
it's just, it took me a while to come to terms with it and say it out loud. I've been thinking it for a long time, but I just didn't want to say
yeah.
it out loud. And
Yeah.
so I'm like, now I had to talk to my coach about it. And then my husband too, because he's also a part of that with how he wraps and things like that. I'm like, if we're just going
I
to
think
do
it's a good
sleeves.
move, though. It seems like, yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
just need to reduce the stress involved. And like, I have to keep in mind,
Yes.
kind of like we talk about with any, like I'm sure you probably talk about clients or with clients and things too. Like when you do a lift, like you think about the purpose. So for example, there's something like lifting straps. I talk to clients, like I don't generally use lifting straps. However, we need to think about the purpose of this lift. For example, if it's a single
Mhm.
arm row and the purpose of this lift is to grow your back, but you can't use a heavy dumbbell because your grip is giving out, then you need to use lifting straps
Yeah.
because this isn't the purpose of this exercise is not to improve your grip strength. The purpose is to build your back. So
Yes.
it's that same concept that I've been applying to this. Like the purpose of this meet is more the experience, just to do it, to close that door. It's not about
That's a
like
great
huge lifts.
correlation.
Mhm.
Yes, that is solid.
Yeah.
And speaking of clients too, I just thought of this. So it's a question that I want to ask you because she asked me this morning. So I'm curious to see what your thoughts are. But before I get into that, Kiana says,
What does Kiana say?
hello. I don't even know if I did that right. I couldn't remember. That's why I had to think about it. Something like that. It was so weird.
Oh my God. I love that so much. Listen, one of these days we're all going to meet in person, and like the absolute bullshit I feel like that will ensue. It's just
For
gonna be
real.
amazing. Like
Oh
we just
my
need to
God.
like record because I think it would. My God,
It would,
it would be
yes.
so much fun.
I know. Oh my God. Someday.
Oh my gosh. All right.
So this quick question here.
Mhm.
So she asked me this morning. So she's a new client and she's done strength training in the past, but not a ton. And also she's kind of got out of it because she's had some like back injury stuff and she's a runner. So she's training also for a half marathon, I believe, or a marathon. I can't remember which one. I think half marathon eventually, but she has never trained for a endurance run race like that in addition to strength training with that. So I'm excited to see how that's the progress with that. However, she asked me today, how should I feel? Like, is it normal to be super sore? Should I feel less sore? Like, what's the normalcy? I don't remember her exact words, but basically, what is the normalcy of like how sore I should or should not be? So I'm curious to know what you would say to someone like that. Cause I'll say what I said, but I want to know what you would say.
So she, so like after her lifts, right? Like after the lift days,
Oh,
not so much the.
yeah. So, okay, let me clarify that. So she hasn't been running just yet.
Okay.
But we did a workout on earlier this week. I believe it was Monday or Tuesday. And then we did we did 2 workouts and they're like 30 minutes. So we did 2 30-minute workouts last week. And then we did one this week, just to give you some context. And she hasn't been doing running or anything like that.
Okay, so just
And
the
she
lifts.
was, yes. Should I say how sore she was? Maybe I should say that. She was a little bit sore. She could feel it in her like chest because we did some benching. We also have done some squats, so she could feel it like in her glutes and legs a little bit. So she was a little bit sore, but she felt good.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's ideal, you
I
know?
know. I was like, that's perfect.
Yeah, that's perfect. I guess it just depends on like her conditioning at the, at the time. I think for like somebody that's coming in completely, even if they used to lift in the past, if it's been 5 years, and you just start back up, you're probably going to be a little more sore than somebody who's maybe only had 6 months off, So I think like just her level of conditioning, I think for anyone would make a difference there. But like sore is okay. It's such a fine line because you don't ever want someone to like chase soreness, like or define a good workout by whether or not you got sore, because there is going to come a time where you're not really getting sore anymore, but you are still making progress. That doesn't mean you didn't have a good workout, So I think that gets a little tricky, but especially in the beginning, I feel like if you're sore the next day or 2 days later, however your body does it, but you're still able to do things. Like that's kind of, you know what I mean? Like, is it limiting you from like doing everyday things? When people come and tell me they had a hard time sitting on the toilet for 3 days, I'm like, that's a problem. We don't want that. But if you notice it for the first day or maybe 2, and then it, gets better and it doesn't stop you from either, going on a run or just living everyday life, but you feel it, I'm like, I think that's good.
Yep.
I'm here
And that's
for
pretty much what I told her. I told her there's no black and white because everyone is so different. It depends on, like you said, like if
so
you've
much.
been working out or if you have taken years off, or it just totally depends on each person. And also along with that, I told her, I want you to feel good. I want it to be like a good feel, a good soreness. Like you are sore, you can feel it, like, oh, we definitely did something, but you're not overly sore. It's not like you can't walk, you can't, sit down like that.
Exactly.
And you feel good. So yeah, so that's but I wanted to ask that too because I feel like that's a good question. Like I think a lot of people too
I
would
think
be curious about that. So yeah,
agreed. Yeah, and even things like nutrition. If we're getting our protein and our carbs in, then we're potentially going to be a little less sore, or we might recover from the soreness faster.
True. Yes.
Hydration, sleep,
Oh,
there's so much,
100%.
that makes it so different for everybody. But yeah, I think like generally you shouldn't be like, it shouldn't stop you from doing things. If it's stopping
Yes.
you from doing things, then we need to look at it.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. I agree. Yep. So that's that.
Cool.
What does
All
your
right.
shirt say?
My
Girls will be
shirt.
girls.
So this is this was a Christmas gift from my husband. And yeah, it just says girls will be girls, and it's got this praying mantis and she's holding the head. Do you know about female praying mantises?
Maybe.
Okay, so I knew like kind of vaguely, but I was like, let me Google this real quick to make sure that I say it right. And I legit just want to read you what the Google AI overview said, because I was cracking up. So female praying mantises sometimes eat the male during or after mating. And it's a behavior known as sexual cannibalism. And while it says common in some captive settings, studies suggest it occurs in roughly 13 to 28% of cases out in the wild. So it's not that it automatic, like that's what all female praying mantises do. But the key details were cracking me up. It says key details on sexual cannibalism. Decapitation first. The female often bites off the male's head first as he approaches. Then bullet point number 2 says continued mating. Remarkably, because the male's mating actions are controlled by nerves in the abdomen, he can continue to mate and often does so more vigorously even after losing his head. I was like, what is happening? And then it goes into the nutritional benefits. It says the consumption of the male provides essential nutrients for the female, which can help her produce more eggs.
You know what? I maybe have heard about this before.
Oh my God.
That is hilarious.
Yes. Yeah. So I knew like just generally people were like, oh, like when after praying mantises mate, the female bites the head off of the male. Like that's what I had always kind of heard.
Oh, yeah.
But I did not know, like it says it bites his head off as he approaches. So they hadn't even done anything yet. That's so funny. But then, like, obviously it says girls will be girls. So it's kind of a play on the whole, we make excuses for shitty behavior from guys by saying, well, boys will be boys. Like,
yes.
bro. Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah. So it's like, all right, well, if boys will be boys, then I guess girls will be girls.
Girls will be girls. I like that. That's great. Oh my gosh. Love it.
All right. Let me switch my screen here to get to what we're doing today. So today we're going to play the U-Bob version of Smash or Pass. And nothing sexual. We're not smashing your pass. Like, I feel like that, wasn't it like in high school or something where like they would say like a girl's name or something and you decide like, oh, would you smash or pass? We smash her
actually,
pass.
I don't know.
That's how I've always known smash or pass.
Oh, it is? Okay.
But we're going to do it with like, fitness related stuff. So is this something that we would smash being we would like, yes, I like this, or, I would recommend this, or pass like, nah, that sucks.
Bullshit.
Yeah, the bullshit. Yep, exactly. Yep. So I've got a list. You've got a list, right?
Of one.
Of a few. A list of one. Well, do you want to do yours first, or do you want me to do a few and then you can throw yours in?
You can do a few first and then I'll throw mine in.
Okay. All right. So I have quite a few. Most of mine are pretty like standard, like nothing too crazy, but I think they'll lead to really good just either stories or just like general like why I would recommend this or why this is a good idea or not. So okay, so the first one I have is my first two kind of feed off of each other. So my first one is just generally pre-workout supplements. Would you smash or pass? What do you think?
Okay, this time in my life, pass. But back then, at a different time in my life, smash.
So why?
So pass now because it is not, to me, it's not essential. And I say that too because I would say I'm like a quote fitness fanatic. Like I can just go and do a workout and I'm fine. I don't need to have that. I also use coffee, like caffeine. So I
Mm.
guess essentially it is kind of a pre-workout. It's not a
Yeah.
pre supplement, but I do like having, some caffeine before I go. Now in the past, it was a ritual almost. It was something that kind of pumped me up to go t it was also a routine. Like, I would be having my pre-workout, I would be jamming to some music, I would maybe listen to
Mhm.
some YouTube, like, hype videos, and get going, And so, that's where I would say smash. However, eventually, it got to be a very negative relationship with it because I would
Mm.
kinda like the addiction part of it, like, I would have it in the morning, and then maybe the afternoon and the evening, like, I had it so
Oh.
much, and also on top of, like, coffee, and it became a crutch, like, I was
Mm.
like, "I have to have this before I work out," and so, in that sense, eventually, that I like,
Yeah.
to me, that is a red flag, like, it should
Mhm.
not get to that point. Sometimes, like, yeah, if we need it for the routine or the ritual, or it's, like, something every now and then to, like, hype you
Mhm.
up, then that's okay, but I think when it becomes a reliance,
Yeah.
pass. And
Yeah.
there's so much shit in most pre-workout supplements. I mean, they're not regulated, so they can throw whatever in there. There's been so
Yep.
many times that studies or things have come back where it's like, that's actually not in it, even though it says it, or there's
Yeah.
another ingredient that's very detrimental to our health
Mhm.
that's in it that they didn't say because they don't need to.
Yep.
So that's the other reason why it's like, I think a big pass overall, generally, like I would say,
Yeah.
no. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I could go either way with this. I used to also be very much like I had to have my pre-workout. And I think it was just part of it was just part of the routine. It was like I would go to the gym, I take my pre-workout. It was just what I did. And what did it for me was when I built my home gym, and all I had to do was walk through my kitchen and go out the door into my garage, and that whole routine got changed, and I didn't even realize that I was forgetting to take my pre-workout. And
Mhm.
then so now I mostly only use it when I'm gonna, really, have, a potential PR type lift, or if I know it's a heavy day. And I now use non-stim pre-workout, so it does not have any
Oh,
caffeine in it. It
okay,
only
yep.
has, so what I really like about pre-workout is the tingles. I know a lot of people hate that. I love that. Like, when
No,
I feel that,
a
I'm
little
like,
bit
"Oh,
is
yeah." I'm
fine.
like, "Hell yeah, we're ready
No.
to go." Like, when I feel that tingling, I'm like, "Go, go, go," and that's when I get, ragey. Um,
Yes.
but, I know a lot of people hate that. They say it feels like their skin is crawling and they just don't like it, but I
Yeah,
love
or, like,
that.
the
So,
ears, when it gets to my ears, I can
mm.
handle a little bit, but if it gets to be, yeah, too much,
Yeah,
then
if it's
it's a
too much.
no-go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then supplements in general, like you said, they're not regulated by the FDA. So, anything could be in supplements in general. So that's why I don't usually recommend a ton of supplements at all too much.
Yeah.
But one thing that you can look for in any of it's like not supplements like vitamins, but more like the sport, like the pre-workouts, the proteins, the creatine, all that kind of stuff, is it's called NSF certified. I forget what NSF stands for, but those are the ones that are proven, like they've been tested to make sure that there's no illegal substances in there. Like back in the day, like in the 90s, my husband talks about this a lot, where there were certain supplements that people would take, and people would be like, "Oh man, this supplement's so great, like I'm getting so jacked on this," and then it would come out that there was some sort of like a steroid type thing
Mhm.
in it that was because
Yeah.
it's not regulated. And
Yeah.
so NSF is what they use in like federations and things, I maybe even the Olympics, where they're drug tested. And so these are the products that are safe for them to use, so that they know that they're not going to get a negative drug test or a positive drug, whatever, however you want to look at it,
Yeah.
a bad drug test. Um, and then also look for companies that do third party testing. So, like Labdoor is one of them,
Yes.
where you can
Yep.
just go to labdoor.com and you can look up your supplement to see if it's on there, and then what rating did Labdoor give it. So I mostly just use Legion supplements, more or less. I use the Legion protein powder, Legion pre-workout. Sometimes they're creatine if it's on sale. Otherwise, I get a different one, just because creatine just needs to be cheap. Like, you don't have
Throw
to.
out throw out your code.
Oh, code, Crispy, KRIS letter P. and I forget what the code gets you now, but because they keep changing it. But I think it used to
You
be
get some.
20% off if it's not on sale. But if it is on sale, they double your rewards points. Now I think it might be 10% off. I don't remember, but you get something if you use code Crispy, KRIS, letter P, on every purchase, not just your first one. Because I've had
Nice.
people think that once they used it once, that it was just in there. I'm like, no, you got to put it in promo code every single time. But Legion, one of the reasons that I use Legion, and Legion is the only like supplement company that I have like an affiliate code with, is because I trust them, and they do submit all of their things to Labdoor for testing, and they get A ratings in almost everything. So I feel comfortable with them. Like basically Labdoor checks to see if what the bottle says is in it is really in it, and then that's how they get the rating. So there's that. So just make sure you're using reputable companies if you're
Yeah.
going to do any of these. And Legion has the stim-free pre-workout that I use. Their pre-workout is 2 scoops is 1 serving. And so if you use the regular one with the caffeine, it's 350 milligrams of caffeine. And that's that's a lot. Like, the Bang
Holy
energy
shit.
drinks, those were
Yeah.
350. And I'm a small person. That's a lot of caffeine for this small body. And
Yeah.
so what I will do sometimes if I do want the caffeine, I have both. Like they're grape flavors, pretty good. So we have grape. And I have the regular and the stim-free. So sometimes I'll do 1 scoop of the regular for like half the caffeine dose, and then I'll do the second scoop that's the stim-free. So I get the full dose of like the tingly stuff and all that, but only half the caffeine in it. So you can kind of play with that too if different products hit you different. If you don't want a lot of the tingles, then you just use 1 scoop instead of 2. You can like
Oh
modify
yeah,
it if
cut it in
that's what
half
you
or
want.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think so I was just gonna say that I remember, because you had made me think about this, that I kind of realized, well, actually, when I was taking a way too much, because I would get sleepy. I mean, this happens with any caffeine, coffee too, even if I have too much of that. But with pre-workout, it really made me think, like, when I was in college, I never used, like, that wasn't really a thing, pre-workouts. And I had great workouts. Like, I would go, I didn't need it. So a big part of like the fitness industry and marketing, like it's again, it's just like, to me, it's a little bit of bullshit. Like, I know that there is some good to it. And like I said, like sometimes when you take it, you can get PRs. There is good that comes from it and benefit, but also asking yourself, do I really need this? Like, maybe start off, if you're new to fitness, don't rely on something like that. Like, see if you can get yourself to just, do it without that. I think there is, and then you can, dabble in it, experiment with it. But to me, it's not like a necessity.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed completely. So my second smash or pass question is still about pre-workout. So I guess think of past Sophia.
Okay.
Smash or pass dry scooping your pre-workout. So like you forget your shaker bottle, but you have your pre-workout in your bag. Are you going to just take that scoop and just put the powder in your mouth and then just go for it, or not? You ever see
Pass,
people do
because
that?
I never, oh yeah. And I never, even when like, I've seen people do it even in when I had more pre-workout. And to me, maybe I tried it once, I don't know, but I would just take the scoop and have just a little bit of water and just like take a shot of it. Like, I've done that before. But dry scooping, pass. No.
I've watched people do it, and I'm like, dude, I did used to do it. If I forgot that's what the example I just gave is exactly what I would do. I would forget my cup, because I would train clients and then I would just stay and do my workout. And sometimes I would forget to bring my shaker with me to take my pre-workout, because I wasn't going, in my brain, I was going to train clients, not necessarily to lift. And so I would just forget. But I always had my pre-workout in my bag, or the gym would sell it. They would sell just like individual little cups, like a single scoop of it that you could buy for exactly that, like if you forgot it. And so I'm like, well, I don't have a cup to mix it in, so here, down the hatch. And like I would just throw it. And I would have like, a regular water bottle like this where I would wash it down. But man, the first time I did it, like I like coughed and like powder.
Yeah, I bet.
It was so dry. Yeah. I'm just, it's one of those things that like looks cool, like in the beginning and when you're like really into everything. But like once for us, I feel like it's just lifting and things is just
Yeah.
it's less
And
about the cool
also,
factor.
yes. And also, like, I always enjoyed the time beforehand. Like, I would be drinking it as like a drink almost, but like that was also my time to be listening to me. Sometimes I would clean, like cleaning hypes me up for some reason. It's weird, but like, I would be cleaning, listening to music, listening to a podcast. So it was like a whole thing. Like I enjoyed the
Yeah.
drinking aspect of it too. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of want to try it now just to see.
What, to dry scoop or just take it
Yeah,
in
no,
general?
just dry scoop.
Oh, record it.
Well, and
Record
yes.
that. You make sure to set that up. Yeah, it's ooh. And I've read, like, you know, there's all those stories all the time about like when you dry scoop it, your body's not supposed to get all of that all at once. You're supposed to like drink it in the 8 ounces of water, you know, and I don't know. I don't know how much truth there is to any of that stuff,
Mm,
but yeah, there's those
yeah,
stories out there.
yeah.
Okay, so that's enough with pre-workout. How about smash or pass 10K steps a day as a rule, I guess, like as a rule.
Like specifically 10K, can't be more, it can't be less.
Um
It's just like in
I would
general,
say
like
like in
making a
general,
rule.
like making a rule that you have to get 10K steps a day.
Smash, because most people don't move like most people aren't moving anyways. So to have
Mhm.
that as a line, and a lot of times I'll start people. That's why I asked if it was 10K specifically, is because sometimes people are getting barely 1,000 steps. So it's like, okay, your first goal is 1,000, and then it's 2,000. So we're
Yeah.
doing it in increments slowly. But I think having that as a part of your foundation baseline, one of the first habits that you work on, is great. It's going to get you
Yes.
to move your body more. Doesn't mean running or doing burpees, but like steps, walking, being more mindful, being more intentional, getting outside, going with your partner. Like there's so many aspects
Mhm.
that are going to be elevated for your quality of life, your fitness, your health, all of those things, your goals that you're working towards when you have 10K steps as a goal, a baseline, any of that. So I would
Yeah.
say smash for that.
Yeah. As a rule, I agree. I would smash. However, just walking in general, like you said, yeah, all that.
Mm-hmm.
I you know, there's people like we see this all the time, you know, people, if someone's only getting 3,000 steps a day, to tell them you need to get 10,000 is nuts. Like, what are we doing? You know,
Yeah.
build up slowly. That's just silly. But then
Yes.
another thing that I like to do for myself personally, and it has worked for several clients, especially if you wear a tracker of some kind, like a Fitbit or your Apple Watch or whatever, is instead of having X number of steps a day, we do weekly averages. So
Oh, okay.
what used to happen to me, and like just like the mental game of it, is I would have, say, 8,000 steps would be my goal per day. If I had a day where I only got 6, I would be like, well, screw it. I just messed up my whole week. Didn't get it. I'm not going to get it. So
Yeah.
what I did was I started switching it to, I want to do the weekly average. And I know Fitbit did and my Garmin does, they will calculate your weekly average for you. And so if I only got 6 on this day, I'm like, well, that's okay. If I get 9 the next 2 days, now my average is back to 8 again, you know? So it was so much more motivating for me
I
to
love
do
that.
it as an average instead of a hard and set this many per day.
Love it. Yes, especially if you are very much a perfectionist or all or nothing mindset, it can be
Mhm.
a good like stepping stone to get out of that, but also to, like you said, like to have to stay in the mindset of like
Mhm.
still wanting to get to that goal and having that weekly average. Yeah, I
Yep.
really like that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's worked really well for several clients too.
Nice.
All right. Let's see. How about, okay, this is a good one. How smash or pass on high protein desserts? So like these things that people make like high protein versions of as opposed to a standard version.
Pass, because a lot of times they taste like shit anyway, and if you want the dessert, just eat the dessert. When I so if I were to be thinking about a healthier dessert option, okay, that's maybe like in between smash pass, because I get it if you're wanting to like have, you're trying to be mindful and
Mhm.
of things like that. But usually I think if you're also just wanting that thing, just eat that thing
Mhm.
instead of always trying to have it be high protein or always trying to make it be
Mhm.
healthier. Having it every now and then, I think it's totally fine.
Yeah.
But if we're thinking smash or pass, I would say pass.
Yeah, I'm the same way. The reason I had this one on here is just this weekend, with my clients. So every once a month with my in-person clients, we try to get together as a group outside of the gym and do different things. And so we did Valentine's Day this past weekend. And
Yes.
we just had everybody, like the goal was we want to keep it simple. So everybody just brought either appetizers or desserts. And we just put it out and we were in like comfy clothes and just hang around and talk. And this is the one every year. Like sometimes we do Friendsgiving or, something like that, but only at this specific event is the one where our significant others are invited. Otherwise, it's usually just us. Typically, we might go do an escape game or just go meet up for dinner or something. But
Right.
this is the one where even our spouses can come. So then we can like meet. You talk about
Mhm.
spouses and things or your training, and now everybody can meet whoever it is we're talking about and
That's
things like that.
awesome.
So it's really fun. But uh, two things about this. One of them was some of the people that are newer to the group and maybe didn't come last year. They were like, "Does this, do I need to make like these high protein or do they have to be healthy?" We are like, "Nah, that's not what we do here." Like, no,
Nah.
that is not our thing. And
Hell
so,
no.
but I thought that was like just really interesting. I think that just kind of speaks to like the marketing and all of that behind those types of things. But while we were there, one of my girls brought she did cheese, like not a charcuterie necessarily, but it was like all these different cheeses and things. And she brought some crackers, and several of us in the group have to eat gluten free. So that, she brought different types that were gluten free. And one of them was a protein cracker. And yeah, I'd never even heard of it, but
Never heard
she
of yeah.
she always finds that. But she also works at this like a specialty grocery store. She's like
Mm.
I'm not sure what her title. She used to be a produce buyer. I don't know, but she works for this specialty grocery store where they tend to have like a lot of these more like healthier or different versions of things. So I'm
Yeah.
not sure if that's where she got it or if she got it somewhere else. But anyway, we were talking about it, and like I had the one box that was open, they were gluten free. And I was like, wait, I didn't get to try that. Let me try it to see if I like it. Cause then, if I could buy them for myself. But then the other one, it wasn't open yet. It was the protein cracker. And it was like everything bagel flavored, I think, or something like that. And we were talking about it. I was like, well, let's look at the macros on that. Like turn the nutrition label. And yes, it had 10 grams of protein per serving. But when you look at it from a macro perspective, as far as, the calorie ratio and, the fats and all of it, it was like, eh, I can eat these regular crackers for pretty much the same calories or maybe even a little bit less and maybe only get 2 or 3 grams of protein, but I'm going to like the way they taste a whole lot better. So,
Yeah.
we were talking about how like there's this trade-off. Not everything has to be high protein. Like there's
Yeah.
an absolute trade-off between getting more protein in something or just enjoying what you're eating better and getting those
Yes.
10 grams of protein somewhere. And really not even 10. It would have been like 7 grams of protein somewhere else because these ones did have like 2 or 3. So,
It's so minimal. Like, yeah, I totally yes.
exactly.
I agree. There's a total trade-off and being okay, not okay, but like enjoying yourself and not feeling like you always have to do high protein or have to do healthier or,
Hmm.
so that's a part of
Yeah.
the
Just,
freedom of and peace with food and
hmm
being able to do those things and eat healthier
hmm
while working towards your goals, but again, not having to be like that
yeah.
restrictive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah, there's certain things that like Fairlife milk, for example. We actually do. We use the Aldi. Aldi has a Fairlife knockoff basically that's way cheaper.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like Fairlife at our regular grocery store is like $5.29 now or something for like the half
Yeah.
gallon thing.
Yeah.
The Aldi version, the macros and everything are the same. It's also lactose free. Everything about it's the same. It's $3.89.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
it's a big difference. So we get
Jesus,
the
yeah.
Aldi one now. But that's a good example though of like either that versus a regular gallon of milk. I'm going to get a whole lot more protein and I don't taste any difference whatsoever in it. So it's
Yeah.
easy to just buy that one, And then there was another thing I was thinking of just off the top of my head. I forgot that, it's an easy swap that you don't notice, but like, yeah, when it comes to desserts and things like that. Me.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes.
all right. Do you want me to keep going or when do you want to do yours?
Okay, I'll do mine right now.
Okay. Oh
Okay,
boy.
so I'm
She's
trying to
thinking.
see. Yeah, could you see me? Um, Okay, so we have talked about this before. I brought it up because a client brought this up as something that I should buy and try, and I haven't yet because I
Oh.
just keep forgetting. But I'm curious to see if you think it's a smash or a pass just by what it is. And it's leggings that have bands like inserted, and I don't know exactly how they are. I'm assuming like the bands are there and you can put it around your ankles or like it's. I think it's like kind of throughout the leggings, so it could go above the knee, it could go below the knee, above the ankle, like different areas, but essentially it's like you can do banded walks with the bands are in the leggings.
Oh my goodness. We're just
Smash or
doing too
pass?
much at this point. Damn. I'm going to pass. Not knowing anything about them and
Yeah.
not, like in fairness, I'm very much judging an uneducated judgment. However, it just sounds like it's probably another one of these gimmicky things that we get marketed to women. You don't see any of this marketing going to men. And if it's that
That's a
great, if
good
it works that great,
point.
then why don't they have male versions of it?
That's a good
Um,
point.
so yeah,
Really
it
good point.
feels like it's probably just a gimmicky thing to make money.
That kinda makes me mad, actually. That's kind of like a slap in the face to women. What the
Oh,
hell?
there's a lot of
Uh,
that.
yeah, yeah. So, okay, I would say pass. However, I was thinking, like, 'cause I could see, you know, the benefit, a little bit of it, of like, okay, I need to be working on my abductors, or like I would just you know what, instead of going for a walk, I'm just gonna do these like banded walks or like
Mhm.
banded squats. Like maybe it would help promote like, okay, I'm gonna get some banded squats in. I mean, you could easily just
Yeah.
body weight squats every now and then, but yeah, it's a pass. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
it's a pass, but uh that
I'm
also kind
just
of crossed my mind.
Yeah, I need to like maybe look at, like, I'm trying to understand even how they work. Like, how does that create resistance?
Okay, let me see if I can pull them up really fast
Okay.
because I know she sent me a link on Instagram, so I'm gonna go look and see if I can find them.
Was it like one of these things that are being sold on like
It was
socials?
Yes, and it was for specifically like Christmas time, like Black
Ah,
Friday,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that's I think where she got them.
Like, I'm just trying to imagine like how these bands would be in the leggings that would create the
I know.
resistance to, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Is that a long time ago you sent me a text about some leggings?
Oh,
Was it
maybe it was
these?
that. Oh, that could be.
Let me look if I still have the link in my. It was quite a while ago though. Oh, yeah, I think this is them.
Oh, you got it?
It's a
Is it
Facebook
text?
link. Sweet
Oh, okay.
Flex is what they're called. I'll send the link right back to you just so you have it.
Yes.
Okay, so it says Yale tested. Testing shows increased calorie burn, built-in resistance. 4 built-in resistance bands tone and strengthen. But it looks like
Okay.
the bands are running down the
Yeah,
leg.
I can't even see the band. So what?
No. Okay, and the caption says, "How do they work?" It says, "Sweet Flex leggings incorporate resistance bands that are designed to increase." It just changed. That are designed to increase calorie burn and enhance muscle tone, revolutionizing the way we work out. Bro.
I don't think revolutionizing the way we work out. No.
How about we just want people to start working out, period? We can
Yeah, exactly.
revolutionize it later, you know?
And also just let a
Um,
legging be a legging.
yes, we don't, and I didn't see a price. Did you see a price on those?
No. And I wanna see it, like, I don't understand it.
I'm trying to see, like, I don't even see a link. How do I, if I want to buy these, how do I buy them?
Okay, so I went to their page, their website here.
On their Facebook, they haven't posted since January 2025.
Oh, geez.
Wonder if they even exist anymore. I wonder if a bunch of people were like, nah, we're not
Oh.
buying resistance band leggings. So,
Here's a review.
oh, they're like $80. Oh, there's some that go up to 100.
Yeah.
Nah, dog, I'm
I
out.
don't know.
It's a no for me.
Big time pass.
Big time
Yeah.
pass.
I
Yeah.
take back what I said about possibly it being no. No, 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 no.
Yeah. No. I think it's just yet another gimmicky thing. Oh, damn it. My second
Yeah.
screen just went out again. I moved my
Oh.
cords and my screen went out. Let's see
Mm.
here. Huh, yeah, there it is. Okay. Oh wait, I can feel it. Okay, it actually the whole thing came unplugged. You can cut this part, right?
No.
Yeah. Oh wait, yep. See, that was it. It came unplugged and I just saw the little power light come on. I don't know how it came
Oh.
because like the underneath my desk here, there's like one of those little drawers that pull out, like you can put your keyboard on
Oh,
and stuff. But
yes.
I don't use it for my keyboard, but I have like a power strip on there and I
Oh, yeah.
accidentally pulled it and it pulled the
You have a
plug.
remote for your computer?
It's a TV. It's just a like a
Oh.
19 oh, it's not even I don't I think maybe it's a 19-inch, just a regular like $50 TV that I connect to my computer. It's cheaper than a monitor. So that's why I
Whoa,
use
I
that.
didn't even okay,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's just a regular TV. It's like a TV remote.
Oh,
So it's just a TV. It's not like quality-wise, you have monitors that are
yeah.
like crazy awesome, like for video. It's not great, but I don't need it to be great. I just need to be able to read shit off of it. So
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Um, okay, next one. Where are we time-wise? We can probably do
Yeah,
a couple more.
yeah, let's
Hour and
do
10, maybe 1 or 2 more.
yeah,
Okay.
let's do 2 more.
So let me see if I can pick some good ones here. Okay, this one is fitness adjacent, but smash or pass on Crocs, the footwear.
Past self would be pass, but me now, smash, fucking smash.
Really? You like them?
We have Crocs. It was so that was Kiana's shoe for a while was Crocs until she switched to just like slides now, and now
Yeah.
she's like not about the Crocs. But I like Crocs. Someone actually gifted me a pair of Crocs, and then found like one of those things that you can put in, and
Yeah.
it's because my previous podcast was Flow with the Grow, so she found one. It says Grow with the Flow, so it's just kind
Oh,
of flip flop.
fun.
She had
Yeah.
that in there. And so I love them. I can just slip them on, and they're yeah. So I would say
That's
smash.
funny.
And I like that they're just like different and weird and like I don't
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
about you?
it's a pass for me. I can't. I and you go to this shoe store and there's this one shoe store at our mall that is the mall we tend to go to is a very like touristy kind of one, like it's right by the Grand Ole Opry and things here in Nashville, and so it's
Mhm.
very touristy like that, but it's the nearest one to us and it's pretty large. And you go into this store, it's actually everything in there I think are actually outlets, and so they're pretty big, all the stores are. And we walk into the shoe store, and this one huge whole wall is nothing but like a rainbow of Crocs. And my husband and I both like, there's been so many times we walk up and like, I love the way this, like, they have it arranged. It looks great. And I'm like, I just can't do it though. I just can't do it. And then we just walk away. Like, I have
Oh.
I don't have any real reason
Yeah, like do you
why.
think they're ugly or
I
just
think that's
like
what it is. I think it's just that
yeah.
I don't like the way they look. But yeah, I see a lot of people will wear them to the gym and then switch into
Yeah.
gym shoes. And so you see
Mhm.
everyone's Crocs like on piles on their gym
Just
bags
like
around the gym
easy.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it. Okay. How about what are your thoughts on I would say both like with a coach hat on and with like a lifter hat on. What are your thoughts on doing supersets within your
Oh,
programming?
yeah. Coach hat, smash, but it depends. Like it depends
Mhm.
on what the purpose is of the specific program that we're going through. I do have supersets for some people, but for some people or for focusing on heavy squats or heavy deadlifts or like we're maybe not supersetting it or maybe we're supersetting it with a mobility exercise. Like so it's just it like smash for me but yeah, smash for me. But
We
again,
sh-
it depends.
we should probably explain in case anyone's like, what the hell's a superset?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So a superset would be like 2 exercises back to back that you do without resting in between.
Yep.
So, you know, if you're, I see some people will superset like abs with,
Yeah, there's different
whatever
ways to do
bicep.
it,
Yeah.
like yeah, and then you rest after you do that, like 2
Yes.
exercises back to back and
Then
then rest
rest.
after that, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, smash for me.
Yeah. And do you like, as a lifter, you like them?
Um, ye I do like them, but I also really, really like when I'm just doing one exercise and then
Mhm.
I rest. So I
Yeah.
like both.
Yeah.
I
I
like
th
to, yeah, I like to mix it up.
I completely what you said. Like, it depends on the purpose. Like, sometimes I'll give a superset if it's, like, opposing muscles. Like, I might do, like, biceps
Yes,
and
that's what I was
triceps
gonna say.
superset,
Mhm.
you know? Um, or if I want to, like, pre-fatigue, like, if I'm purposefully
Yes.
trying, you know what I mean? Like, I'll use it for
Yep.
that. Like, I might wanna, like, kick your butt on something, and then now immediately I want you to go into whatever, you know? But like you said too, though, if it's heavy, anything like I don't think really superset compound lifts at all, like squats and deads and stuff. I don't think I ever
Yeah, oh, yeah, no.
superset that stuff. Always just, like, more isolation, like, accessory type stuff, and I
Yes.
try to do it with differing muscles, but also I think that there's a good use case for them depending on the time someone has to work out. So if
That's
you're
true.
super
Yes.
limited on time, you might be able to get in 2 or 3 supersets, which would mean now you're getting in 4 to 6 exercises as opposed to just 2 or 3 individual things,
Yep.
um,
Yep, yep, yep.
to
With my
save
30-minute
time.
people, yes,
Uh-huh.
with my 30-minute people, I'll do supersets or even sometimes maybe, like, 3 exercises, but supersets to or not 3 exercises, but, like, doing kind of, like, maybe 2 exercises and then, like, a core or
Yeah.
stretching or mobility. But, yeah, for the, I do like it if you're low on time, boom, 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 knock it out. The other thing I was gonna say was doing a superset for the purpose of helping someone feel the muscle more versus, like
Mm.
so, like, maybe if someone can't feel their chest, like, doing bench press this is just an example, bench press or something, doing, like, pre-fatigue, like, fly first, but,
Flies,
like,
yeah.
to get it in to get the feeling of it, and then going into
That's
the
smart.
bench press, you know? Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's another reason why I do like doing supersets.
That's a great yeah, I hadn't even thought about that. That's a good one.
Mhm.
It's a good
Mhm.
one. I like it.
Yeah.
I think women oftentimes abuse supersets. I see because we have to remember that when we're lifting, we're lifting. And when we're doing cardio, we're doing cardio. And I see a lot of women and even new clients that I get, they feel like if their heart rate isn't up or if they're resting too long in between, then they're not being productive, whatever you want to call that.
Mhm.
And so they might
Yes.
go, okay, I just did a set of goblet squats and now I'm going to immediately throw myself on the floor, do a bunch of, crunches or something just because, I need to keep my heart rate up while I'm resting for my goblet squats. But like, we have to remember, especially if we're progressing in weight and we're going heavy, our muscles need the recovery. It's not just about working a different muscle group, like your whole body, your
Whole
nervous
body.
system
Yes.
needs that
Yes.
recovery so that you can still go as heavy or heavier on your upcoming sets.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I see
I've
that
had
a lot.
people yes, I've had people come from different, like, classes, like HIIT
Mhm.
style workouts where it's
Boot
just like
camp.
boom, 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 and during your rest, you're doing jumping jacks, during your rest, you're
Yes.
doing burpees or things like that, and
Uh-huh.
so they're not used to that. I have to, like, really talk to like, teach them and educate
Uh-huh.
them as to why it's important that we need that rest, but also they just are like wait, I always have my timer. I'm like, "Hey, we're gonna rest for this amount of time." If
Mhm.
it's, like, a minute and a half or 2 minutes or whatever it is, they just want to get into it again.
Yes. Yep.
And
Eh
go even if it's a superset going, like, back and forth, back and forth.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's not
I
super
run
effective.
into the same situation or for most things I usually give 2-minute rest typically. Like some things might only be 1 minute or 90 seconds and like my power lifters or heavy sets it's like 3, 4, 5 minutes depending on
Yeah.
where we are. And especially in the beginning if they have something where I'm like no, we need this is like maybe it's like a hip thrust for example. Like working a large muscle group, we need all of the rest. But they're like after like 1 minute, they're like, "Okay, I'm ready to go." And I'm like, "You know what that tells me? That tells me you need more weight." I'm like, "If you don't need the whole 2 minutes, then you do need more
That's a
weight.
good point,
You haven't
yes.
worked hard." Yeah. So, that's oftentimes helps get them like,
That's a good
"Oh,
way
okay, like I need
I'm
to."
gonna use that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm like, "If
Yeah,
you don't
that's
feel
good.
like you need it all, then that's a great sign. You're getting stronger. More weight. Here we go.
Mhm. More
Like
weight.
throw it on."
Let's go. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Something that I used to do that would help me with that because I think it's almost like nervous energy. People feel uncomfortable just sitting for
Yep.
a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever their rest is. They feel uncomfortable sitting there at the gym. And so something I used to do that helped me like with the nervous energy is on my wrist, I would just kind of walk. I would just kind of take a slow walk, like right next to my bench or
Mm.
whatever it is I'm using. And so it still allowed me to feel like I'm doing something, but it's like, it's just a slow walk. Like
Yeah.
I'm just moving.
Still resting,
Still
recovering,
resting.
bringing that nerves down, system
Hmm.
down. Yes, all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good idea. That's really
So,
good idea. Or like if you have a water fountain, to
mm,
go to the water fountain and like just take that walk.
yep.
Yeah.
That's a great
Mhm.
one. That's a really
Yep.
good idea. Yeah. All right. Is that it? Any more? Or are we going to call it here?
Do one more. Let's do one final
One
one.
more. Okay. Smash or pass on girl dinner. Do you know what girl dinner is? It was a TikTok thing for a while there.
No, I don't
Girl
know what that
dinner was like
is.
people would show a plate of food and it would have it was almost like a snack plate. Like it would have just a little bit, but a whole bunch of things. It's almost like the equivalent of like grazing or something, but they would make it. So it might
Okay.
be like,
Oh.
a couple of carrot sticks, a little bit of, I don't know, chicken or, so it's not like necessarily that the macros on it necessarily are bad, but it was like, it's almost like you're just grabbing whatever you have in your fridge and just kind of making a little snack plate type of thing, but then calling it your meal.
Okay. If we're talking in the sense of we're doing that and calling it a meal,
Mm-hmm.
I would say pass, but I like myself a snack board type of charcuterie, like
Yeah.
throw random shit on a plate and eat. Like, yeah, I would say smash to that. But if it's not a meal, like a true meal, like balanced to having, protein, carb, fat, veggie, like
Yeah.
things like that, and then calling it a meal, pass, because we don't want to be under eating.
Right. Yeah,
So
exactly. I feel
yeah,
like it's a recipe for undereating.
yeah,
I Googled real quick girl dinner definition. So I want to make sure I don't know if I was explaining it well enough. I think I
yeah.
kind of did, though. It says a low effort snack based meal, typically consisting of various small items like cheese, crackers, fruit, pickles, or bread, eaten instead of a traditional cooked meal.
Yeah, pass in that sense, but
Hmm.
smash for, like, maybe, like, a movie snack or, like, just be
Yeah.
like putting for, like, a holiday having that, like, or just for the fun of it, but yeah, as a meal, no.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really, I mean, I still see it every once in a while, it'll come up on my feed, but it was really popular, like, maybe a year ago? I'm
I'm
not
surprised I never saw that.
100% sure. Yeah, but it
Yeah.
was like, "Girl dinner." There was, like, a little theme song and everything. I can't remember what it was, but then, like, people would just, like, show their random plates of what they're having for
Oh,
girl dinner,
funny.
and the biggest thing I used to notice about it was just the kind of severe lack of protein, you know?
Yeah.
There would be some cheese, maybe some meats of some kind, lunch meat
Yeah.
or pepperonis, but it was like a fruit, veggie, crackers, yeah, stuff like that. More literally just snack foods. But then to
Yeah.
call it a meal, yeah, I'm with you.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
Yep. That's it.
This was
It was
good. This is
good.
fun.
It was good.
Yeah.
So I meant to mention at the beginning and I forgot, so I'll mention it as we're wrapping up here. I did go in, if y'all heard the last episode where I was talking about the hoodies that like I didn't
Oh,
like the way
yeah.
the print or the merch store was printing them. I did swap that out for a different hoodie. So the hoodies that are up there now and the ones that have been up there for the last week or so are hopefully they are good to go once you get them. I have
Nice.
not bought one to know for sure, but the one I chose let me put it down a little lower, and I was able to find them. One that was fairly comparable in price. So there's still the higher priced like fleece one, and then there's the lower priced new one. So hopefully that will be good to go for anybody
Woo!
going to purchase anything at the merch store. You can find our merch store on our link tree on all our socials, and then I think we put it in the show notes, right,
Yep, it's in the show notes now
of
every
the
time.
episodes.
Should be.
Perfect,
Mhm.
awesome.
Yep.
So yeah, that's that.
Sweet.
So you can
Find
find
us
us.
on all the socials, UBobPod.
Yep. Email. What is it? You, Bob.
UBobPod. Still, every time.
You, Bob
UBobPod@gmail.com.
Pod. Yeah, you can email us. It is youbobpod@gmail.com. And then, yeah, all the social is at youbobpod. And I do have a post on Instagram that I'm going to keep throwing up in the stories every once in a while, where we are asking y'all to help us with anonymous questions. So basically, you want to ask Sophia an anonymous question. You're going to DM it to me. and I will ask her, and I will not tell her who you are. And then if you have questions for me, you will DM those to Sophia, and she won't tell me who you are. And then we're going to have an episode where we just ask each other these anonymous questions. So they can be fitness related, coaching related, personal life, favorite
Anything.
color, like whatever, anything you want.
I have one. Yep, so I do have one.
I have one as well.
Oh, you do? Nice. Okay.
Yes. But that's
from the same person, maybe?
Probably. Most likely, yes. You probably know that person really well, right?
Yeah. Well, that's pretty good. Yes.
But yeah, so I think once we each get a few, then we can make an episode on it.
Make sure. So if you're messaging me directly, train with Sophia, Sophia, right? So make sure it's our personal account, not the UBob account.
Yes, don't send it to the UBob account.
Right. And then Chris Petroni Fit. So
yes, yeah. Good call.
Okay.
All right, that's it.
Cool. Thanks for being here, supporting us. Love you guys. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.